Welcome to the Tap Project Podcast, the place where gaming meets blockchain and everything in the middle. Now, here's your hosts, the Tap Bros.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to another Tap Bros podcast. I'm your host, Haniff.
And I'm your host, Hugh. We've got another exciting session for us today for you. So, as usual, let's suit up.
Let's suit up. Hugh, how you doing?
You know what? I'm doing good.
How was the week for you?
The week has been busy. It's been super busy. It's been one of those. I think this the first week of the year. No, the second. I don't know. It's just been busy trying to get things sorted. We've got lots on the go. The project has lots on the go. You know, ETH and Bitcoin, and it's been a good week. How's your week been?
Week has been great. I thought you were going to start jumping into it already. I just asked how you were. Oh,
no,
my.
I told you it's been an exciting week, right?
Oh my!
I can't contain the excitement. No, I wouldn't jump in. It's just been a good week. Man.
That is good. That is good. Well, I thank you guys for tuning in to another Tap Bros podcast episode. We thank you guys each and every week for joining us. So if you guys haven't already, please be sure to hit that like and follow and subscribe or wherever it is, whether it's on YouTube, we're now on Spotify, Google Podcasts. We're hitting it hard in 2021. So please share us your love. Give us your love if you do enjoy the show and if you do kind of enjoy what we're talking about today. As we said in our intro, we talk about blockchain and gaming and literally everything in the middle. So today we got a banging show for you. Today we're going to be talking about quite a number of things today. We're going to be talking about some NFT stuff.
Ooh,
we're going to be talking about our feels around, Bitcoin and everything reaching its all-time high and how we feel, establishments are taking it. With that also came in a gas going crazy, Ethereum gas network. So we're going to be talking about that. And as something I'm super excited about, we released our teaser of the Great NFT Hunt. So we're going to be touching on that just a little bit, a tiny bit.
Yeah, just enough to get you excited to find out more, to come back for more.
And keep on coming back. So as usual, if you guys haven't heard our new Tap Bros format, please go check it out in episode 1, which is also on Spotify and YouTube as well. But we decided to do a new format here in 2021. Provide a little bit of intro, obviously, for those who are coming into the project. And we hit a new thing called the Market Minute. We got some pretty good feedback on the Market Minute, so we'll hit that up again, where I have 1 minute to pretty much talk about the market or my insights on the market, and then we'll hit off with the discussion on our topics today. How's that sound to you?
That sounds excellent. So I think we're going to kick it off, man. Roll into the Market Minute.
All right. So for those of you guys who have not heard about the Market Minute, I have 1 minute. 1 minute. And Hugh, maybe you'll cut me off right at 1 minute.
Yeah.
You say done. Right. I have 1 minute to discuss the market as I see it for the week or however along. And pretty much I got 1 minute. So I will go and hit it off now. So the time of recording, and I guess that would be the week of January the 11th. What we're seeing right now is crazy. We are going to be seeing right now at the time that I'm looking at the chart, weekly chart on Ethereum, ETH/USD, and they are almost head to head with where we were at the end of December 2018. ETH is just about to touch its all-time high, a couple $100 away, and I think we can do it. If ETH does break its all-time high, this will kind of be in sync with, when BTC hit its all-time high about 3 weeks ago. So I think ETH will pretty much be, I don't even know where it's going to be hitting, but right now I do see that this is a stable trend here. If it breaks, if it doesn't break, I do see that we'll be falling down a little bit, but I do think that it'll still have the patterns to continue going on up. One thing that you should know as well is with ETH and BTC hitting their all-time highs. Time! I didn't even get to tell them what they would be waiting for. So maybe next week. Maybe you guys will find out.
Cliffhanger.
Maybe you guys will find out next week what you will be waiting for, or maybe I'll just slip it in somewhere in the show and then pretend like it's not a part of the market minute.
You know what? I feel bad for him. It's a good week. Just give it to him. Give him
All
a
right,
rock.
I'll give. This is on the house. This is on the house. What you guys should be expecting is little pockets forming, little pockets of coins attached to ETH popping up and hitting, 15 to 20% spurts uh, every other week or so. So find those pockets, do your research, look at the charts if you're technical analysis, dive into the groups if you're a fundamental. But that's what I see. That's it. That's all. That's all I'll give you. So I appreciate that, Hugh, and you cut me off. I appreciate that. I need to be on my time for 1 minute, and we'll get that bang. So this episode is sponsored by Noel Dulé Real Estate with Remax, providing real estate services in your neighborhood. Visit noeldulé.com for more information.
We love our community. We love all the people out there that we gave them one on the house. But that's not to say next time that we will give them one on the house.
Not next time. Next time you aren't getting one in the house. I will nail that down.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so what are we rolling into here?
We're rolling into, let's get off and hit it hot with our latest teaser that we announced, and we'll provide a little bit of information into the Great NFT Hunt. Not too much, Hugh, because I do know that whenever I release you into the Tap Project Telegram room, you go wild.
Oh, yes. This is why I'm kept in the back. Here's my monitor, here's my keyboard, pump out some code. So when I do get some light and I do get out into the community, it's wild. It's a free for all. The community members did call me out on it a couple of times. So I won't say too much. I'm going to let you tell everybody what we want to tell them about the Great NFT Hunt.
All right. So over the last bit, just a couple days ago, we released an amazing teaser on the Great NFT Hunt. So if you guys haven't seen it, please go check out our Twitter, our Telegram, our YouTube. We release it pretty much on all the channels we had, our Instagram, our Facebook. Please go check it out. Let us know what you guys think. What you guys saw there was a rare card, a rare NFT card. And so I'm really gonna, tread very lightly on what I say, but that is an actual developed card that will be accessible and collectible as an NFT in the Great NFT Hunt. As it said right in the lines of the YouTube on all our social media, collect them all, win it all. So I dare you guys, please do go look at that card, analyze it, go through it, see whatever it says. You might get a few more hints. I think it was like 48 out of 78 or something along those lines. So that might give you a little bit of information as to how many cards you'll be participating in. But the goal of the Great NFT Hunt is quite simple in its concept, but super complex in its design. And we're excited about that. And we'll be providing more information on the Great NFT Hunt, be revealing more cards in the future, be revealing more items. The tap key is very important with Great NFT Hunt. I will say it is very important. It is required to participate in the Great NFT Hunt. And the tap key itself is an NFT, Hugh, as well, right?
That is correct. The tap key is an NFT. And I'm not going to say anymore because I can feel it coming already. I'm just going to spew out a bunch of stuff that we're not ready. So all I will say for those that are new to, if you're new to the space and you've heard about NFTs and you're not too sure, it's one of the things that I advise you to take a look at. NFTs are going to redefine online gaming, and it's an interesting way at revolutionizing digital art.
What is an NFT just on a basic level in a couple sentences or so for those new users that are just coming in and saying, what is an NFT? I don't really know what that means.
You know what? Let's get rid of all the technical non-fungible token pieces. An NFT is a rare or unique collectible digital item. That's it.
Rare or
collectible.
unique.
Yes. Collectible digital asset.
Okay.
Yours.
Okay.
You own it. That's all I'm gonna give. Because if I get any deeper, that's another show. So I'm gonna keep it light.
You have to definitely try and keep it light. But no, that's super cool. So I'm super excited about the use of the tap coin with the Great NFT Hunt and kind of the cards and other NFTs as well. And as we said, those are NFTs interacting with other NFTs. Are we going to be bringing in some more? I don't know. You'll have to honestly stay tuned because we do have some pretty cool stuff, some pretty cool concepts coming out within the Great NFT Hunt. As I said, it's simple in its like design or it's a concept, but it's very complex in its design and how we're kind of pushing it out. So we're super excited to do that and integrate it with other platforms if we can as well. That's a little hint because that is our plan as well. So watch out for the Great NFT Hunt, and we want to bring this thing as one of the biggest, most exciting, baddest things on the Ethereum network coming to date.
Yeah, if you look at what we kind of gave everybody a sneak peek at, you'll see that you can already see and tell what we are planning to do, what we have in store, what is ready, what is going to happen, what we're going to do to this space. Every time we come in and we introduce something that expands in gaming in the platform, it always has a unique and different spin on it. And so this is just another thing that we've been working on and another thing that we have that we want to give to the space and use to, we're super passionate about the blockchain space, the cryptocurrency space, and anything to expand it and just bring out of the box thinking, new ways of doing things. We want to be there. We're at the forefront. And as I said, I'm super excited about building on top of what we have and just continuing to release more. So that's it.
That's awesome. So that kind of gives us a good little segue. So again, guys, if you have not seen that, please go check it out on our YouTube or our Telegram channels. Give it a like, give it a share. I think you guys will be pretty excited about it because I'm excited about that. That's a little piece of hot virtual cardboard, as they'll call it. But that gives us a little segue into NFTs and into 2021, what we see with NFTs. And is that the new buzzword?
Is that the new buzzword? You know what? My approach on this is that NFTs, it's two pieces, right? So NFTs in itself, I think, will be the 2021 thing to talk about. Is it the new buzzword? I don't think it'll be the buzzword. I think it'll morph and change into something else. I think the non-fungible token isn't so sexy if you're looking for a buzzword. And I said it. I'm sorry. It's not a sexy thing to say, right? So it might evolve into, you hear pieces and you see things about Nifty. So it might evolve into that, right? Where it's the Nifty collectibles. Who knows? But I think NFTs are going to, solidify itself as a new kid on the block for 2021. It's going to show its face and say, hey, I'm here. I got something new. I'm going to open the industry to more on the Ethereum platform. So what are your thoughts on it?
I think that NFTs, you're right. The word NFT forces someone to break it down and forces somebody to say what NFT means. And when they hear non-fungible token, fungible, I don't even know what that means. Right? If you're not involved in blockchain, I'm pretty sure I haven't used fungible in my vocabulary, only starting in 2018. You know what I mean? But I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
playing.
sort of
But
like a
it's just
mushroom.
one of those things. It's just you don't talk about as much, and so saying, what's an NFT, non-fungible token? I think you are right. That word in per se may not be the buzzword, but what I do think is we will get to a buzzword for NFT, whether it's virtual collectibles and they're backed by NFTs. And once you hear virtual collectible or digital collectible, everyone will know that it's an NFT, but that will be catchy because right now, um, we did have a hot year for trading cards, sports cards, um, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Magic cards, whatever it was. We had a hot year for cardboard. And 2021, I think it's Pokemon's 25th anniversary. No, yeah, 25th anniversary or something like that. So they might be trying to push it back again and release something big or a new deck. I think they're going to be releasing a new deck actually, but they might be trying to do something again, which might inspire more people to go into NFTs by calling them virtual collectibles or digital cards or anything along those lines. So I do think that we'll get to a buzzword. I do think someone will come up with a nice buzzword that we'll get to that everyone in the blockchain industry and the crypto industry will know, hey, that's an NFT, but the main street will call it that buzzword. So I think we'll definitely get there.
Yeah, I'm gonna. What do you think of like the decollect? This is my decollect.
My decollect?
Yeah, no.
Decentralized collection?
Yeah,
My decall?
my decal, my decal.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna stick.
Okay, I'll keep working on it.
Yeah, maybe go back to the drawing board on that one. It's sometimes it's so funny when you think of it and then you say it out loud, then you're like, huh, it's interesting.
Worst idea ever.
Yeah. No, but I think that's what it's gonna come down to. It's gonna be something that, similar to DeFi or decentralized finance that actually helped it because there were a lot of coins that were kind of getting into the finance aspect prior and they just couldn't really break through. So having that little buzzword on especially on Twitter because you only got well actually now you can actually make more characters but before when you only had 150 characters or whatever per tweet you need to make sure that you can shrink those things down and put them into a hashtag.
Yeah, and plus, as humans, our nature is to shorten things, right? Hey, Susan. The next thing you know, it's Susie, and then it's just S, right? So
Mhm.
we're just our innate ability to shrink things down to make it easier. Um, it's so non-fungible went to NFT, went to Nifty. It's going to go to something else, right? It'll be interesting to see what it is. And it'll also be interesting to see what we can do with it because it's blue ocean, sky's the limit. Are you going to be rocking your Jordans? No, Nike didn't sponsor this one, but Nike, if you do want to sponsor it, you know where to find us. Are you going to be rocking your Jordan? In a digital asset, a digital collectible, a decentralized collectible. Lots of room, lots of space to grow, lots of cool things to do in gaming, in collectibles, and tickets. Just so many in art. There's so many possibilities for 2021 and this new buzzword.
Can I give another idea on this podcast?
Oh yeah, of course. This is what we do.
I think we've given so many ideas. So honestly, I think if you do listen to our our podcast, you might actually come up with a few ideas. So I'm going to give another one for you guys out there in the NFT space and out there in other industries because we here focus on gaming. We do esports, a little bit of sports, but mainly kind of that gaming area. So that's our bread and butter. That's our B&B. That's our up, down, down, left, right, A, B, select, start. Let's go. That is our bread and butter. So I feel comfortable giving an idea to another market, to another industry to encourage growth in the space. So here's what I'll give you, Hugh. How about this? It kind of went with your Jordan idea, but I like shoes, so I won't say shoes. I'll give it to do a shirt because
Okay,
I have nothing to do with shirts.
lay it on me. I'm listening.
So a shirt. How about a physical but digital shirt. So in your tag, it's a QR code to your NFT. So that shirt that you wear is NFT. So you could literally be wearing a 2-cent shirt or a $20 shirt. And hear this, based on smart contract, the length of time that you wear the shirt, it decays. So your shirt ends up losing a little bit of value.
Interesting.
So if you say, you wear the shirt, 10 days in a row and it's getting stinky, that value will go down in that shirt. If you put that shirt in a frame and do not wear that thing ever again, that thing should retain its value.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. It could be done with anything. Could be done with a pair of sunglasses. Attaching, I know the QR codes are the easiest thing that come to mind, but obviously you can do it in any sort of fashion. But attaching that scan code to that item, someone would say, "Oh, how much does that cost?" I don't know. Scan my shirt.
You know what? This was not a part of our segment, but I'm going to go there anyways. Apply that same concept to a vehicle. Imagine, the blue book. It's all, who knows what that really means? Like, right? You open
where did they come up with those things? And why is my car $2,000?
Right, as soon as you leave the lot. But what if you attach that to an NFT, and there's some formula for it? Every kilometer equals so and so, and you just have to check the address of the NFT to tell you the exact value of that car.
Oh, based on like a decaying factor,
Yes.
but based on the kilometers.
Yes,
That's a good one too.
Just check the blockchain, check the NFT associated with that car, and it gives you the exact value of what it should be. So if somebody's selling it for a lot more, you know right away. Who knows what this blue book? If a dealer is trying to give you the wrong value, not saying that they do that, you can just check the address associated with the NFT for that vehicle, and it will tell you, based on this formula, what you should be getting for your car.
That's actually pretty good. I do like that. And you can actually kind of get that down to show's over, right?
Yeah.
You could actually get that down to a science in terms of obviously having a decay there. You'd obviously introduce some different factors when the vehicle gets into an accident, when it breaks its glass, certain things like that. But for the general idea of things, just to kind of establish a kilometer rating, versus vehicle worth, you could actually get that down pretty simple and obviously introduce some cool factors to establish or to figure out other varying things that happen with the vehicle. But that one's a good one.
That one's on the house. Another one on the house. We're just full of ideas today.
Wow, that is two. That is two on the house, and it only took you about 20-something minutes to get those two ideas. So run with them, please. Honestly, let us know if you guys 10 years down the line, find us and say, "Hey, you on your show, I heard you guys talk about a NFT car, and look at that, Elon Musk." Okay, all right. I'm gonna say this for real now. Elon Musk, I know you just passed Jeff Bezos this week, so I know you're pretty hype and you're pretty excited. And I know you've occasionally just tweet Ethereum. But I think you need a favor, right? I think you're struggling, right? He's struggling, isn't he, Hugh?
He sounds like he's struggling.
He sounds like he's struggling. Well, Elon, listen here. I'll give this one to you on the house. Okay? You put this in your Tesla. There you go. I'm just saying. You put this in your Tesla. I'll just let I'll let you do the rest with it. But talk to me. Talk to us. Hit us up, the Tap Bros.
Yeah, and we're not even asking for we're not asking for anything. Just a complimentary Tesla as a thank you. That's it.
It's nothing. You have like 50 of them, I bet.
You know what? I would even be happy with a gift card. Because this one's on the house.
A gift card to some restaurant or something at this point.
Oh man.
That is too awesome. That is a good one, actually, though. I do appreciate that. I do like that, actually. So, if you guys, again, do have any more NFT ideas, please be sure to hit us up at our Tap Bros or our Twitter. Let us know. Leave us a comment on what you guys are working on in the NFT space, because we are getting in there and we're getting in heavy. So that leads us to our next question, our next kind of topic, and that's about with BTC hitting its all-time high right now, how do we think that institutions are going to be, those like PayPal, or those like, I think Starbucks was trying to work on something a couple years ago, those that kind of invested in Bitcoin, buying 4,000 or 400 or spending $400 million on them. Um, how do you think that they are going to react? Is this a good thing for them to be seeing such huge growth? Because then that increases their pockets. But, are they going to be giving back in the way that they're actually using Bitcoin for the transactions within their company? What are your thoughts along that specifically?
That's I'm trying to be a fly on the wall, and it's tough to say because my hearts of hearts wants to say that this is they're in it for the long haul, and I know they're in it for the long haul, but I can't tell you what I think they're going to do with it. Like 400 million, in Bitcoin, you could sit on that for a long time. Like, let's be honest, like blockchain is going to be around for a long time. Bitcoin has established itself. Ethereum has established itself. So if you've got a nice little vault built up of both, you can sit on it for as long as you want. Because within a couple months, say for example, 400 million turns into 2.8 billion. And if you're sitting on 2.8 billion, 2.8 billion can turn into 4.7 trillion, right? And then what happens when you're done with it? I don't know. This is an interesting one. I'm super happy that institutions are looking into blockchain technology, and I'm super happy that institutions are getting into the cryptocurrency and adding a bit of expertise to it, and sort of taming the wild west per se. But I don't know what will happen when either they decide to just continue to buy up, and like, let's be honest, we can't compete with that type of transaction. Like, you walk in, you drop 400 million, and I'm like, okay, sorry, I'm out, right? We can't compete with that. But at the same time, when you're ready to take your ball and go home, what do we do? What do you do?
I think what you've said is pretty good, and one part that I want to just kind of key on and kind of go for discussion there is, normally we do see institutions and establishments and companies buy into other companies, whether it's on the stock market or through private deals. Like just using Starbucks for example, they could have a private investment into Tesla, and they provide this kind of like an OTC, over the counter deal to Tesla, where they're invested in Tesla because they believe in it, but the money does go to Tesla at the end, in terms of providing, whether it's marketing, additional advancements for their battery, getting supply and manufacturing down faster, all that stuff. The problem here, and it kind of goes to what you said about buying $400 million worth of Bitcoin, is Bitcoin is decentralized. All of these cryptocurrencies are, the point of it to be decentralized, but Bitcoin, if you want to say that's kind of like the first one to be decentralized, there is, yes, a community too that does push forward, whether it's Lightning Network or different types of networks. However, when, again, using Starbucks, not saying they did, but let's say Starbucks does invest $400 million into Bitcoin, that does not go to the foundation to actually improve Bitcoin, or to get the Lightning Network up faster, to get, whatever they're working on up faster. That actually just goes to whoever had the orders filled on that one exchange, right? So
Mhm.
it's harder to get that spin. It's harder to actually see the immediate kind of influence of that investment into Bitcoin itself. So I would have an issue with companies buying into Bitcoin for a speculative nature because of the fact that they're just saying, wow, we have, we made 2 billion last year and we have an excess of 1 billion. We'll put $1 billion into Bitcoin because we know that in 3 weeks or a month, this will triple our potential revenue for 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is a part where then they'll say, hey, we should just pick up the ball and sell this all and pull the rug and get out. Where that money that they contributed, if they put in $1 billion into Bitcoin, and if they actually provided that to the community and to the foundation that was actually building on its network, that would be huge progress for the network, at least in my opinion. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yeah, no, you bring up a good point. It's the benefits are there. So this is not all doom and gloom. This is absolutely fantastic. The benefits are there. I think the growth can be seen if some of that, let's say 400 million, if 200 million went into, buying Bitcoin, and the other 200 million went into advancing it even more, or advancing the foundation of it and making it, expanding on it, or expanding on the Ethereum platform, and helping to push, the Ethereum 2.0 push, and speed that up and get, more developers in, and there's, you raise a good point. I don't know. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
That's my answer, Jerry, and I'm sticking to it. No, that is right, Hugh, and I do think that yes, it is a great thing, and we do see when these institutions get in, we do see some all-time high pushes. But again, we are all in it for this technology and for blockchain and for its actual uses. So, like anything else that we've talked about on the show, we are always in for the actual strength and actually encourage development and growth, because in the end that'll only actually make it better, and that will make the floor that it kind of sits on even stronger.
Yeah. And like we always say, it's, invest in the technology and you can't go wrong.
No,
it's simple
you
as
can't.
that. Nope.
You definitely can't. So for one of the last things that we'll just touch on is the use of Dega and kind of the craziness of gas prices right now, especially with Ethereum going higher and continuing to grow higher. Where do we stand there?
I think we're having flashbacks to the CryptoKitty days, and some other days of gas prices. But I think that for our community, they've seen the benefits of Dega, being able to, save up to 30 to 50 percent in terms of like gas fees, reduce that. It was the right place at the right time, the right release, and we see it daily in our community. Members just saying, "Hey, can Dega work with other projects? How can we integrate Dega with other pieces? Can they reach out to us? Hey, like we say, we're always here. You know where to find us. If you want to integrate, or any projects that want to integrate," and now I sound like a sales pitch, but there are so many possibilities for communities to expand. And it's one of those pieces where we can all work together and we can all help, because gas prices have just gone through the roof.
It's just kind of and kind of funny, like the the back in the old CryptoKitties days, and then in the Uniswap days. This one is not really being driven by one exact factor or one exact transaction. Yes, there are a lot of transactions of people getting in and buying, or people selling because they finally got back their money from 2018. But but what we are just seeing is just the general cost now, because it's so high, any transaction, even if it was low, is now automatically almost like double, right? So I don't know. We do need to get gas prices down to comfortable levels. And I think someone in the community, I think the comes out, will give it a shout to Weekend, said it kind of good and said it kind of best, saying, in a general term, and I'm just going to butcher what he said, but he just essentially saying, if he was a kid or a teenager or somebody trying to get into the gaming space and kind of trying to get into Ethereum, spending half of that, or, $20, $30, $40 on gas to do something on the network would be a huge turnoff. And I do agree with him. If I kind of put myself back in those shoes and kind of just wanted to have an introduction into Ethereum and crypto, spending $30, spending $10 would be a turnoff. I want to say, do I want to? But if you nail that under a couple dollars, better yet, if you nail that under $1, I know then yes, the gas fees would, they'd be very minuscule for the rewards for the miners. I understand that. But I do think that that's where people do want it to go. Honestly, I do think, maybe it's unfortunate for the miners, but maybe we'll, again, with ETH 2.0, we'll be figuring out some new use cases for that, proof of stake. But I think that's where people want it to go. They would love it to see if Ethereum fees were under $1. I think that network would be, I honestly, I'd say it's about 5 or 10 times the amount of transactions that would happen on the Ethereum network if gas prices were lower.
Yeah, and I completely agree with the point that you make. That at the beginning, the what it took to get into the blockchain cryptocurrency space was a lot of knowledge, right? You had the learning curve was pretty big, and so everybody spent this time building up this knowledge. And believe it or not, we've made it simpler. We as a community, the blockchain community, made it simpler for people just coming in. We face though this sort of wall in gas. So I know what I'm doing. I'm coming in, and now I've got to deal with gas. And so what I'm putting into this technology, into this space, I'm only getting right away, half of it. So that's one of the challenges, and that's one of the things we've got to work on. And so we're talking about things like layer 2, right? Off chain opposed to on chain. Does every piece of Web3 Solidity function need to be run on chain? Can we run it off chain with a layer 2? These are things that we think about every day. These are discussions you and I have in the boardroom every day. What do we need to do to ensure that new users to the platform can get in, new users to the space in general, let's be honest, can get in and not have this high wall that they got to climb over? And how can we make it easy for them to learn about gas? Like, what is gas? I had to explain that the other day to someone, like, what is gas? And they're like, blockchain, why does it need gas? Do I get it at the gas station? They actually didn't say, do I get it at a gas station? But you get what I'm saying.
It kind of, just to kind of echo what you're saying as well, I did see as well, I think just like last week, maybe last week. Yeah, I think about a couple weeks ago, on Twitter, a developer kind of pushing back their update and pushing back, and I know it's happened to us, and pushing back some things because gas prices were so high. They didn't want to spend, $2,000 on pushing out a contract. And I know we went through it where we spent quite a bit on our last update. And it's just kind of the cost of doing business. We spent quite a bit on just pushing the contract and all the gas fees associated to that.
Yeah.
All right. So coming on a development standpoint, if you are an early developer trying to get into the Ethereum network, that's another kind of like hurdle that you have to go through. And you're just kind of getting into the space. You just want to, yes, there's testnet, and that's what testnet's there for. But let's say you're a just beginning developer, you run everything on testnet. You're like, oh, this is gold, this is beautiful. and then you get onto mainnet, and then you look at the potential gas prices, and you're like, I'm gonna hold off for a couple more days here.
You know what I see, like visually, I just see, I see someone waking up out of bed, looking out the window, seeing a massive storm, and they're just rolling back into bed and putting the sheets over their head. That's what I see, right? So you're right. Like we went through it. You can do all these testing from a developer standpoint. You can do all these testing on testnet. But we all know you got to test it on mainnet as well. You can't just throw it in there, but yeah, it'll work fine. And so you're spending quite a bit for testing on mainnet, and at some point you hit a crossroad. Like, how much can I spend just on testing? Because by the time I'm done, I got nothing left. Especially for new developers into the space that want to try their hand on mainnet. Tested on testnet, 100%. That's where you. But there's nothing like the live game, right? There's nothing like walking out on the field, the crowd shouting your name, the roars, the scream on mainnet. So I think there's a solution. Ethereum's moving in the right direction. Layer 2, maybe a temporary. Dega for sure is something that's definitely valuable, just to reduce that cost, especially for the platform, the gaming space that we've seen. So, I'm super happy that we decided to make that decision for our community, and I'm super happy that it worked out.
That is correct, and you heard it. We have introduced Dega in our last update for this very reason, and we kind of actually put it almost at a perfect time. Gas prices were kind of fluctuating, but we're at a low point when we did release Dega. So if you did call it right, you would have been hoarding Dega and getting as much and trying to use it now at this point when gas prices were high to be able to claim your rewards on the platform, claim your liquidity rewards, or stake, or do whatnot. But that's the reason why we did. And so we do want to encourage other platforms, as you said, not to be a sales pitch, but just kind of work together on integrating Dega on other platforms and having the use there. So that will be it, guys. I do appreciate you guys tuning in for another episode of the Tap Bros, our episode 2.
Duh.
And I thank you guys for tuning in. And please, again, if you guys made it all the way through, then I'm going to say you guys like this thing. And if you do, don't forget to hit that like, hit that follow, hit that subscribe, wherever it is, whichever channel you found us on, because you made it this far. And join us and tune in for another episode in the next couple weeks. Bi-weekly podcast with yourself. My name is Haniff Knight.
And my name is Hugh Knight. And as I said, if you listened through this entire thing, you walked away with a lot of things today. You walked away with a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of entertainment, and a couple ideas on the house. So, fueled by gamers, inspired by the community, disruptive to all.
You guys have a good night.
This show is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not intended as personal financial advice. Before making any financial decisions, please do your research and consult your financial advisor as needed.